So I had been following meteorologist Ryan Hall all day because I'm super scared of storms. We actually experienced a tornado here in 2010. So I know the sound of the tornado and all that. So I've just kind of been keeping up with the news and like what was going on. And so about 12:15, I woke up to a alert on my phone, got out of bed, and he was actually on the TV saying that if you live in the Middleton area, that you need to take shelter and it doesn't look good. And I know that storms here have took that path before. So I got in, I don't have interior room. All I have is a hallway. So I shut all the doors in the hallway, and I had a bag packed. I had my shoes. I got one cat in the carrier, and then my other cat he's a little bit bigger. He's an obesity problem, but I couldn't get him into the carrier. He was fighting me, so the power was starting to blink, and I thought I can't keep trying to get him in. I've just got to take cover. And so I sat down in front of my washer and dryer in the hallway and put 2 pillows and a blanket over my head, and the power blinked 4 times, and then it finally went off completely, and it was the most eerie quiet I've ever heard. And I have a heirloom clock in my living room, and when it was so quiet, I could just hear that clock ticking, and then maybe a second later I could hear like the roar of a train. I actually live right here is a train track, so trains come by every night, so I know that sound. And I thought, oh God, well maybe it's just the train coming through. And then it got louder and louder and louder and closer to me, and I just started praying and screaming and crying out to God to save me, and just saying I'm so scared because I was alone and I didn't know who else it was going to hit, so I was just praying that God would save me and all of my family. And about, I don't know how long it was, I could start to feel my house shaking like it was trying to withstand it. And then a second later, everything just kind of goes to the left of me, and I'm just spinning on the ground. I think I'm on the ground. I don't know. I'm still kind of in a bent over position, and everything is pelting me from behind. And then it just stops. I remember thinking right before it stopped, I'm about to get hit by something big and get knocked out, or I'm going to be dead. And then just like that, it was gone. And I stood up, and my neighbors all around me were screaming for each other and just saying, "Are you okay?" And it was just like 1 minute I was in my house and 1 minute I was outside.
How long have you lived here?
I would say over 20 years. I've raised my girls here.
And it took your entire house from around you? The storm took your entire house from around you?
Yes, yes.
And this foundation is what's left?
On this side over here, it was like a clean slate, and everything just went left of me where I was sitting. And I just felt like God had his hand of protection all around me. There's no other explanation for it.
What's your plan for rebuilding?
Well, our insurance is paying for a house to live in for up to 2 years in Corinth, Mississippi. And that'll give us time to build back here with a storm shelter.
Awesome. Well, thank you for taking your time with us. And Grindstone is doing all they can do to salvage as much as possible and clean it up so that when it's time for you to rebuild, you have a completely clean slate.
And we're so grateful. Thank you so much.